everyone! Today we're going to be doing a radio delete in my 981 Cayman S, and this procedure is very similar across the 718 and 991 platforms. Before we get started, why am I doing this? Well, there are three main reasons. I'm sure others have many more, like weight savings and whatnot. That is not one of my reasons. The first reason is the lack of storage. This car is pretty compact, and even though, yes, the door pockets have expandable storage, you've got storage here, you've got storage in the trunk, sort of having center console storage is quite important to me, and I figured putting something in there would be much more comfortable than sticking something in the door. Yes, I know, it's a pretty vague reason. The second reason is the radio functionality is not really all that great. This is the basic PCM setup that I have. I always keep it off, and to be honest with you, the only reason why I sort of had it up until now is the fact that it pairs my phone with the Bluetooth and I can hear it through the speakers. Although I don't really talk on the phone when I'm driving this car because this car is about pure driving enjoyment. So that's out of the question for me. And look how basic this thing is. I mean, there's really not much you can do on the screen. You can turn off the display, you can adjust the brightness. Those are the only options you can really do here. And of course you can adjust the phone, and I don't even know where phone. Yeah, there we go. Phone, as you can dial the number, and when you have your phone on you, you can pair it with Bluetooth and it works, I guess, semi okay. But to me, that doesn't matter. The third and sort of the main reason why I'm doing it is to have a more sort of connected driving experience. I bought this car with the intent of really focusing on driving, and I wanted as few distractions as possible. So I wanted as few electronics as possible, which is why this car was such a stripper. I really love the fact that the steering wheel, for example, is bare. It's a sports steering wheel. There are changes coming to that steering wheel, so stay tuned for that. But it's a bare steering wheel, no buttons or anything. It's just you and the steering wheel, and that's it. You've got obviously a very beautiful set of gauges in front of you. You've got the analog gauges in the center and the left, but also your digital gauges on the right. So that sort of satisfies everything you need when it comes to driving experience. Of course, I installed this Sport Chrono clock, which the only reason why I did it is because I think it looks cool. It's also analog. Yes, there's a digital timestamp in there. The reason why I did it, I think it looks better with the clock being in it as opposed to not being in here. And that's really it. I really have very few buttons here. I replaced blanks with stickers. Other than that, it's just me and the car. So I wanted more of that connection, which is why I think removing the radio will enhance my connection even more. And removing the radio is actually pretty straightforward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my key over here, turn the ignition off. We're going to be removing these panels. And if you follow my tutorials on how to install this guy, or how to change the short shifter, or how to even do the Sport Chrono, you know that you have to start by removing these panels. And it's as simple as prying them out and then sliding this guy towards you. Oh yes. And then doing the same thing on this side. And then you've got these little clips that will also need to be removed. This then exposes these Torx screws. T25. T25. So we're going to be unscrewing 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, which will loosen up the radio. In my case, this will also loosen up this phone mount, but we'll just set it aside. Right now, you're going to put the shifter back. We're going to put a towel here to protect our special components. Wow, that's a lot of towel. Here. And the radio should simply slide out. And the beauty of it is, see, we've got our cables here that I hooked up our Sport Chrono to. But essentially, you just start unplugging all these things. And then we'll wrap it in some sort of a cloth. And that should be it. Essentially, the next step is to put this shelf in, and look, check this out in terms of size and whatnot. Yeah, there we go. So this is what it looks like depth wise. I have to say the shelf sticks out maybe a quarter of an inch or maybe half an inch longer compared to this radio. So the moment of truth. Look at that. Because race car or what? Now, before we put everything back together, I have to try something. I've been dreaming about it. I haven't really checked it. Can my phone here fit here? For navigation purposes, probably not. But I could probably then move my phone mount to this side, which means I'll be able to retain my cup holder functionality. Not that I use the cup holders much. When my wife is with me, she uses the cup holders. So if I put it here, I can live with that. So we'll keep the mount on this side. Let's put the screws back in. Now, and we're going to route this cable back to my cigarette lighter and the armrest. If you haven't seen the video on me retrofitting this charger, I highly recommend it. It is awesome. I'm gonna link it for you. And now we grab these guys and slide this creature here in place. This is a tight fit, obviously, because we've got not only my exhaust controller, but we have this thing, but we can make it fit. Come on, okay, it fits. Let's slide it in and then guide all the pins in place. And it's funny, it feels like you're not done, but you're pretty much done. This is it. This is what your shelf looks like. And first thing we're going to do is, can my phone fit in here? Ah! Nope, my phone is way too big to fit in there. So that's going to be fairly useless for the phone, but the phone will fit here on the mount. I can also mount it this way. So this is sort of out of the way. And as I mentioned earlier, it will allow me to still use the cup holders, which is huge. So now I can put all this stuff in this storage, like, my glasses maybe? There we go. Let's see, what else can I put in there? I'm pretty sure I can come up with something to put in there. But now the moment of truth is the following. Does this give me any issues? So we're going to start the car. Before we do that, let's open up the garage. Are you ready for that? Okay, scrolling through the menu. I don't see any. We're gonna take the car outside and see if maybe something comes up when we start driving the car. Oh look, I can put my wallet in here actually. Wallet fits perfectly. Let's see, do we have any error messages? Let's straighten out the car. Very cool, no error messages of any kind. I should probably pump up my tires, as you can tell. But we should now take the car for a spin to see how the driving experience differs. Whoa! Right off the bat, I gotta tell you, what a difference! What a difference! The car feels so much lighter. Oh my god! Just kidding. Feels great. Obviously, you don't feel the weight, but it feels fantastic. Look, you can navigate your turns without any additional distractions, and you've got your shelf. Ah, I love it. Oh my god, woohoo! These tires, I don't know if you picked up on it, but these tires, the Pirellis, are so bad. The tires are so terrible that even in this 74-degree temperature, I was skidding a little bit. All right, and we are back. I am happy to announce that I am very happy with this upgrade. As I mentioned earlier, it makes me feel more connected to the car and less connected to the electronics, even though this thing always stayed on. And now I have an extra shelf for my wallet and whatnot. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm going to address every single one of them. If you are interested in buying this, I'm going to link it down in the description for your viewing pleasure. And I'm sort of curious to see or hear and read what you have to say about this solution. Am I crazy? Am I sort of reading too much into it? Or is this something that that you would do if you were in my position? Now, my position is the following. I am not turning this car into a track car. Granted, I'll take it to a track here and there, but I'm turning this car into a real driver's car. One that has as few distractions as possible, and I think this is a good start for me to get to that level. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.